Hello and welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all well and enjoying the gorgeous weather we're having at the minute. It's absolutely stunning, and I think it's going to be in for the rest of the week and into the bank holiday. So, summer's here, guys. Anyway, let's get into the video. I wanted to talk about podcasts, and as this is a channel about films and watching films and the films I like and that kind of thing, physical media, I wanted to discuss film podcasts. And for my work, I have about an hour commute. It takes me about an hour to drive to work, and in that time I listen to numerous things, usually things to do about films. So I've got a few podcasts that I listen to, and I thought I would break down some of my favourites. So without further ado, let's get into it. So the first podcast I want to talk about is one that I really enjoy, and it is a weekly podcast that is presented by Simon Brew over at Film Stories magazine or Film Stories website, and the podcast is the Film Stories podcast. It is a weekly podcast, and how it works is Simon Brew, the presenter, he usually, on a regular, he usually chooses two films to talk about, and he basically tells you the story of the film's production and how they ended up becoming a film. For good, for bad. It doesn't usually talk about if the films are any good or whatever, and he usually tries to stick to mainstream, and he doesn't, basically talk down about films. He kind of says that films are hard enough to make, and if someone's managed to make a film and get the funding, then all power to them. But yeah, I really enjoy the podcast. The Film Stories website, if you've never heard of it, I would definitely go and to have a look at it. And they also do a print magazine called the Film Stories magazine, which apparently is the biggest film magazine in the country. 168 pages, and I get that that's on a, I think, monthly basis or just over that. I get that, and I find it really interesting. But yeah, independent, definitely give them a listen if you've got a bit of time. And I think it's been going a long time, so there's lots of episodes to check out. He does have some episodes where he has interviews as well with directors, producers. So number two, I would say I listen to is The Take by Kermode and Mayo, or Kermode and Mayo. You probably heard him, Mark Kermode, the film critic, used to be a film critic for The Guardian. He's not to everybody's taste, and I've got to admit, I don't agree with him every time, but I do enjoy this podcast because it lets you know, gives you reviews on all the new releases, or Mark's take on them anyway, and then it'll give you a top, what's popular in the UK's top 10 at that time. And yeah, very interesting. There's a bit of banter between the Mark Kermode and his other presenter, Simon Mayo, which is quite interesting, but easy listening. So I would definitely say check it out. They used to be, before doing the podcast, they used to do a radio show, I think on Radio 2. They've been doing it for years. I think the last time they did it was on the Radio 2. So they have got a massive back catalogue for you to check out. So that'll probably take years to get through it all. So if you're stuck, or you've got a massive long journey, that might be a good one to put on. But definitely worth checking out if you're a film fan. Like I said, he's not to everyone's taste, but yeah, I do listen to that and I enjoy it for the new releases. Next up is the Team Deakins podcast. That is presented by the cinematographer Roger Deakin and his wife Jane Deakin. James Deakin, and basically this podcast is it's those two presenting it, and they get a guest on. Basically, it can be a production, anyone involved in films in any way, they would get guests on. So they have actors on, cinematographers, costume designers, cinematographers, everybody you can think of, and they'll interview them on their career, how they got to where they got to, ask them about some of the films that they've done, if they ever thought they would do anything else, how they got into film. So it's really interesting, and plus Roger Deakins, I think is probably one of the best cinematographers, especially working today, if not all time. So that's just interesting in itself. He's a fantastic, interesting man. So next up is a fairly recent one that I've started listening to, and that's the Studio Canal. I think it's Studio Canal Presents podcast. And this one is presented by Simon Brew from the Film Stories podcast. It's a monthly podcast, so you get one a month. I can think. I've only been listening to it for a little while, so I'm not 100% sure. And it's a bit of a collective group. They tend to go through the Studio Canal archive and talk about films that the Studio Canal have got. Is that maybe films that are coming out on Blu-ray? I know they talked about The Third Man. They had an episode where they talked to Walter Murch. They've talked about some Ealing comedies. Very eclectic, but so far I'm enjoying it, and so I'd recommend people, if they're wanting to listen to something. It's only one a month. So yeah, maybe give it a listen, see what you think. So next up, I'm going to speak to you about a couple of podcasts that I listen to every so often, and we're going over to America for these ones, and this is called the Big Picture podcast. And they talk about the new releases, upcoming releases, their favourite films, that kind of thing. It is very much American. It's Americanized, very, very American. They do like a draft system, like when they talk about films sometimes, and they'll talk about their favourite films and they'll draft them in a bit like I don't know much about American football, but how you would do in the is it the NFL draft. So if you're not into that, into American then maybe not for you. But I just quite like listening to them about the films. It's interesting. Also, from the same people that do that, is a podcast called The Rewatchables. And this one is from the same people. They usually choose one film to discuss on this one, and they'll talk about who starred in it, if anybody else was up for the role before they got the role, what the film would have been like if it had somebody else in it, if they enjoyed the film, what did they enjoy about the film. So that's an interesting listen as well. So they're my two picks from over in America. I just want to add an honourable mention, which is the Empire podcast, which is from the Empire Film Magazine. They talk about film, the upcoming releases. They do some reviews on there. Basically just have a chit chat. I don't listen to this one as often as I did do. I was listening to it, and I think they don't really. There's a lot of Marvel stuff in there, and they don't. If I'm honest, I sound a bit of a prude now, but there's a lot of swearing in it. Maybe I'm getting older, and I don't like that as much. So I do listen to it, don't listen to it as often. I'm finding that but I'll put it as an honourable mention if you especially if you like the Empire Film Magazine, just give it a listen and see what you think, because it's from the same people. Right, so they are my recommendations for podcasts to listen to on a busy commute, or if you just want to relax, or there's a bit of chill time, or some time where we ain't got time to watch a film. You think, but I still want to know something about films. These are my recommendations. Hopefully, will make your journeys to places and your boring times a little bit more interesting. I would love to know if you listen to any podcasts and what are your favourites. I'm always looking for new ones to listen to. What you thought of my ones, if you go away and have a listen and see what you think, or do you really not like some of them, please tell me in the comments below. I want to have that discussion. So all is left for me to ask is, if you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up and hit that like button, hit the notification bell, and subscribe to the channel. Will help me immensely. I'm still a new channel. I can't believe, actually, I'm up to 25 subscribers already. The community has been amazing in accepting me and my videos. But if we can, increase that, fantastic. I'm just enjoying making content, and I hope you're enjoying watching. So until the next time, goodbye. Oh, I thought you'd gone. Please let me know what you think to my new hairstyle. What do you think? With the hot weather, I thought I'd have a change.